I hate to break it to you, but having a large following on social media will not get you brand deals, will not get you partnerships, working with different businesses, brands. It won't work. Having a large following on social media does not equate to success as a content creator, as an influencer, whatever you identify yourself as on any social media platform. I don't usually share social media tips or things to grow on social media. Hey, my name is Ashlyn, and primarily my background is in marketing, advertising, and social media, content creation, you name it. And that's all before I became an influencer and into content creation. I normally don't do this, but today I'm going to share with you a few tips and just a few observations on how to actually have a career in content creation or influencing and even social media, however you label yourself. Essentially, how to make money and a living, also fulfillment, off of posting on social media apps. It's a bit chilly out here. It's a bit chilly out here. I'm currently in Colorado near Rocky Mountain National Park on a work trip. I'm getting content for a local business, a really cool one, and I hope to come back here someday, whether it's on a work trip or not. My marketing journey started outside of college. It started in 2015. Since then I've worked with influencers, I've worked with different Fortune 500 companies, I've worked with nonprofits, work with some of them still, so you name it, like I pretty much have like an array of an experience. So just in case you want to check my credentials and understand where I'm at, like I also have a BS in marketing, but honestly, you don't really get the experience, I feel like, until after you graduate and then you figure out what you want to do in marketing. That's just from my point of view. And feel free to take the information that I share today with a grain of salt. If something's worked for you, it's worked for you. I've seen people grow really fast on social media, by just doing the basics. Well, I shouldn't say basic, but not, spending too much time and overthinking things. And I've seen some people who literally, like myself, it's taken a few years. Like I started taking influencing content creation seriously about 3 years ago, and I did not start to get like pretty good deals in working with different brands and businesses until this year. So it does take time. So that brings me to my point, is just go for the long haul. Like, don't look at things as if like you need to do it quickly and overnight and so fast. I would say slow and steady wins the race. If you want longevity in this business and you want to see growth, not only with others, but if you want to see growth within yourself and just, not necessarily just making money, but just you as a human and see growth with that, then I highly recommend just taking it slow and steady. I think there's like a capture the flag or football game or something going on. I remember driving by earlier. I just kind of wanted to take a break from my face and show you like kind of the coolness of where I'm at. I'm like on top of a mountain, I guess. And that is Rocky Mountain National Park. It's literally like 15 minutes away from where I'm currently at, so that's pretty awesome. Following does not equal success. If you see someone with 1 million followers on Instagram or YouTube, TikTok, wherever, and you just immediately assume that they're making like millions of dollars and living the best life that they can be, that's not necessarily true. I have about almost 15,000 followers on Instagram, a little over 2,000 followers on TikTok, and around 300 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm trying to increase that. For me, I would say Instagram, I think TikTok and YouTube are really good apps to pay attention to if you want to actually make money from posting on the app. Like, I don't make any money from posting on Instagram. I like to think of it as my portfolio rather than like YouTube and TikTok. Like, once you reach a certain following, then it's like, oh, okay, like you can start making money. So that's kind of why I do low-key push for more followers on TikTok, because I would love to monetize on the app. Even if I don't necessarily work with a brand on the app, it's just kind of like a nice passive income. So I guess I'm kind of like contradicting myself. Like, yeah, of course, like you following does matter, like on a YouTube or a TikTok, especially if you want to monetize directly through that. But in terms of working with businesses that you want a long-term relationship with, I think you really need to focus on building your community first. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And I know sometimes it might take time and you might go through different vibes and tribes and different niches and things like that, but really focus on who you are. It wasn't until I tell people this all the time, like I started to be more so like myself instead of trying to be like other people, that I started to grow on social media. Like I would say 50% of like what I post is outdoors, and like 25% of what I post is about traveling, like solo travel. And the rest of that, I can't do math right now because I'm so tired. The rest of that is just me. Like, it's just, I mean, it's all me, like, it all encompasses me, but the rest of that is just me, really tapping into like what my community is interested in and just showing a little bit of my personal life, but not too much because, set boundaries. I think some influencers, I feel bad for them, but they get canceled immediately because they share too much. And I'm not saying you can't share your opinion. I'm not saying that you shouldn't share your opinion. What I'm saying is, it's just you need to be careful about what you share and what you don't share. Like, personally, like, I don't really share friends, relationships of any kind, too much of my family, like, especially their faces, like, on my social media, especially my Instagram, where I have, like, my largest following. Mainly because, like, boundaries protect that, and also because, you don't want to, just, I can't even explain what you don't want to do. Another way to build your community is through, like, real life experiences. A lot of the people that I follow me now, like when I first started, like, we've met in person and we've had those connections. Like, I've attended local community events, which is so awesome. Like, that's something about me that a lot of people don't know, but I love shopping local. I love supporting local businesses, small businesses, and just really figuring out like where I'm at and getting my feet wet, whatever. That is something else to help you too. Like, if you're thinking about moving somewhere new, which I can share a video about that, what it's like to live somewhere different and how to, make friends and build community. So I would also focus on in-person things if you can. Not saying you need to actually like host like so many like in-person things, but I'm just saying like attend those type of things. Another way of building your community is find people who are interested in the same things you're interested in. I would say for me, like, a good portion of people who I follow and they follow me back are people who are within like the same niche as me, and just, necessarily not like taking content from them, but just kind of like learning from them in a way and learning from each other and just having like someone to talk to bounce off ideas for. I feel like sometimes, especially in the outdoor industry, it can be a little competitive and people can be a little like, I don't know, I don't want to like call anybody out, but it's just some people are, it's okay to be, like, oh yeah, like my work is great, like I love the content I build, but it's also great to be humble about it, and to really embrace that you're still growing and learning and that you don't know everything. Like, there are some people that I follow now that when I first started, I thought that I had to be like them. I thought that I had to like share tons of products that I use in the outdoor industry and buy those products and share them and things like that. But I knew that wasn't really me. I'm more so someone that likes to share experiences from time to time. Like, I will share like certain products that I love and work with certain brands that I like enjoy wearing. But at the same time, like, that's not really what I want to do. Like, for me, it's more so about travel and getting outdoors, really promoting diversity and being inclusive outdoors. And even in the travel space, I'm really trying to work on that more too, because I'm learning, there are some areas where you travel to where it's not always great for certain people, especially brown people, which is kind of sad, but that's just something important to note. Okay, guys, am I yapping too much? I feel like I can go on all day about like how to build your community, but I feel like my YouTube video took like a turn, because at first I was just like, oh, like you don't need 1 million followers and this is how you build a community, but I guess it just kind of goes into that. Something else that I want to bring up, I would say, is just try not to compare yourself. That goes back to like when I first started saying, just because someone has like 1 million followers, it doesn't equate to success. It doesn't equate to their joy, their happiness of where they are in life, because for me, I I definitely try to ground myself and bring myself back down to reality and not think of it as like every day I walk around like, oh, I have 15,000 followers on Instagram. You know, like I don't really do all that because I feel like that's kind of like doing a lot. So just find a way to ground yourself and know that you don't have to share all of your hobbies and all the things you're interested in, you know, on social media to grow if that's what you want to do and to be successful at it. And you need to define your own success. Like, if success to you is making X amount of money each quarter, or, you know, being able to travel to blah, blah, blah different places, or working with so and so. For me, success looks like just being able to be happy with what I'm doing, live comfortably, being able to share those experiences for free with folks. Like, I personally I don't know if this will change, but I don't really want to ever do a guide thing that you have to purchase, because I know for me, when I first started out on social media, well, when I just first started out and traveling and everything like that, like that was like my biggest fear, is just like, oh, like how am I gonna find these places and do these things? Like, it wasn't as easily accessible. So I just want to make things as easy as possible for people to do certain things, compared to like having to do like a whole, like, not a scheme, but, you know, whatever the case may be. Let me know if anything that I just said made sense or did not make sense. But essentially, if you want to work with really cool businesses to grow in a way that works well for you and not just think about the numbers, like move away from the numbers, and to really reach for your own success on social media, you really need to build your community, and that can take time. It can take a long time, really. Honestly, like, part of me wishes that I started TikTok on like in 2020, but I wasn't doing the things I'm doing now in 2020, so there'd be like no way for me to have started and like to be successful to like my own terms on success. So just play the long game if you want, you know, like, or grow fast if you want. These are just my observations as someone that has and is working in marketing for almost 10 years and has seen pretty much the good, the bad, the ugly, and is still working it through myself, you know, as someone who is a content creator and influencer. Like, I'm still learning so many things and I'm not perfect at it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to get some more content later for the business that I'm doing content for, and I can't wait to share that with you. Make sure you're following me on Instagram so you can see exactly what I've done, what I'm doing. This is just kind of like a little bit behind the scenes, so you get a little teaser. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment any questions that you have about social media growth, I think, and just building community.